Hey guys, Bart from TST Industries here. In this video, we're going to show you the installation of the TST Industries standard Fender Eliminator on a Kawasaki Z125. This Fender Eliminator, as you can see, replaces your bulky Fender, the factory installed, and enables you to mount your license plate back on the bike. Now this does do away with your signaling system on the rear, as well as your license plate light. So if your application doesn't exceed just the need to remount your license plate, you'll probably just be fine with this affordable kit. If you are configuring a custom kit, then your first choice will be whether or not to include our undertail closeout. The purpose of the closeout is to close up all the holes left behind by the removal of the OEM fender, and it just makes that whole area really cosmetic and nice looking for you. And then the next choice that will be presented is whether or not to include a license plate light. Now you'll notice that we have two different types of license plate lights available to you. One of them is just a basic 3 LED type system that attaches to the front of your plate. And the other one is the Stealth Kit, which is much nicer, just a little bit of a step up in price, but it's really worth the money. Now the next choice will be what to do about your signaling system on the rear of this bike. One of your signaling choices will be the TST Industries pod signal kit. It comes with LED pod signals, pod signal mounting kit, and also OEM plug and play connectors. The other choice will be a remount kit for your OEM signals. There is another choice that you will not be presented with in the product page for this particular product, and that is an integrated taillight like you see here on this bike. This product has a separate page that you'll be able to find in the main directory of parts for this bike. So for the purpose of this video, we're actually not going to show you the installation procedure for the license plate light because we have that we have those videos available to you on our YouTube channel and through their individual product pages. So to not be redundant, we will leave you to look those installations up separately. Now, for the signaling options, what we'll do is shoot a part 2 video for this video, showing you the installation on each one of these kits that I mentioned before. And then we will also do an installation video for the integrated taillight that you saw on this bike. All right, so we will begin with the first step of the installation of this part by removing the OEM fender. So the first step, as always, will be to remove your license plate and retain the license plate mounting hardware so that you can reuse it on your new setup. Then we will need to remove the seat. At this point, if you own this bike, you probably know how to do that. Key from the bottom comes right up. Now what we'll need to do is remove these cable routing guides. One on the left, one on the right. And these are made of nylon, so you could handle them a little bit and they'll just come out and still be reusable. And now that we've actually extracted them from the frame, we'll still need to split them to unlock the top from the bottom. What I do is just deform it to the side like this with needle nose pliers, and they unlock. And now they're still usable. We'll be able to replace them. I'll do that for both. All right, now I will identify for you the license plate light plug. This has a Sumitomo type plug. You just press down on the tab and withdraw it like this. This is the locking tab, and it just comes out. It's in this routing clip here, so we'll need to get it out and just route it back. What we're looking for here is to free it from any binding geometry and get it ready for removal with the fender. right, now it's a straight shot through the undertail, so that's ready to go. Now I will unclip the two signal plugs from the receiving plugs behind this fairing here. And since this is hidden, I will show you guys on the same type of plug what I just did behind that fairing. So this is how they're clipped in. They do have a release button here, but that's kind of difficult to access behind the fairing. So that button actually actuates this lever type ratchet lock. So what I do is just pry underneath that a little bit and the plug comes out, because I get my screwdriver in under that ratchet and release it from this portion of the ratchet. So that should be pretty clear. And now we have a straight shot for the signal wires through the undertail. So we can jump down to the bottom of the bike and grab a 10mm socket and proceed to the removal of all the hardware that will now enable us to drop the whole OEM fender. All right, so now we will proceed with the removal of the 4 10mm head bolts that hold the OEM fender to the bike. I'm gonna crack them loose first. Then what I like to do is just remove 2 of them totally. And sometimes they just bind in place, so you gotta shake the fender assembly a little bit. And as you can see, cause the screw to come out. Now I'm gonna support the fender and manipulate it around a little bit to ease the removal of these screws. All right, now I have it free, so I will start taking it down here. And then from the top, I'm just gonna make sure that none of these plugs catch anything. And the step is really simple, it just comes right off. We'll put that to the side and then continue. All right, so now we've come to the point where we'll be installing the TST Industries bracket on this bike. It's very simple. It comes with screws and washers that need to be configured in this fashion and go through the bracket, through the slot, and into the threaded features that are welded into your subframe by the manufacturer. So the installation is really simple, because you just thread this right in on both sides. Now, if you've purchased this kit with the closeout would go in before the bracket, and you would continue that way. We do have a separate video for the closeout and systems, including the closeout. So I'll leave that procedure for that video. In this video, we'll only address the very simple basic kit, the starter kit. All right, so I'll just thread this in until it stays in place for me. Just bottom it out lightly, still leave some adjustability. I'm gonna wanna center it. All right, and before I tighten them down, I will center the bracket so it looks nice cosmetically. And now I can bottom them out. All right, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna mount the license plate back on this. If you are intending to do the license plate light, you would do that step before you attach your license plate onto the setup. And also, same goes for the pod signal kits. You'd want to address that at this point before going any further. But this is a video just for the standard basic kit, so we will do just that for now. Make sure my plate is centered. Lock it down onto the bracket, and we're good to go on the bottom here. I'm going to jump back up to the top. So at this point, notice that you don't have any signaling equipment or license plate light on this bike. Obviously, this is a video just about the license plate bracket, so you will need to address your lighting situation separately, and we do have videos for that. For the conclusion of this video, I'd just like to replace the parts that we took out. That should be replaced back in there. And this one's a little cumbersome. All right, and I got it in. All the wiring is hidden out of the way of where the seat is gonna come down with its pinch points. We'll replace the seat, and this installation is complete. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys will check out the other videos we have on this bike. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please place them below in the comment feed. Other than that, this bike's ready to go. See you guys later.